It seems to me that the Democrats can't figure out why they lost. And I'm going to explain that before I get this show started. So that way I can get it out of the way and we can spend more time with victory. So here's why the Democrats lost. Now, as you guys know, Biden won the election in 2020, won the blue wall and everything. So, the curtain was lifted. The show had begun in 2021. The audience is sitting there anticipating a great show. But then it just started there, you know. The Democrats and the community, I will refer to them as the community. They first started asking, how many genders are there? 2. No, it ain't 2. It's 6 genders. No, it's 13 genders. No, it's 20 genders. No, it's 50 genders. Any answer other than what I just said, we're going to cancel you, we're going to ostracize you, we're going to get you fired from your job, and we will banish you off into the shadow realm. And then the audience was surprised. They didn't know what to think of it. They were startled. They couldn't figure it out. But they figured out, okay, there's just a couple of eeks and squeaks in it there. Let's sit back and see what happens for the next 4 years. So, then, you know, that reparations thing that they've been dangling on a fish line, like a worm on a hook, to the Negroes, my brothers and sisters, saying, you go vote for us. We're going to get you these reparations. And yes, it faded away like my fade that I used to have back in the 90s. Flat top, skin tight fade. With an excuse saying we need to come up with the funds. Yet, all of a sudden the funds somehow surprisingly went to the Ukrainians that happened to be white. That from another country. Billions and billions and billions of dollars went to them. And they had never paid any taxes. And who had to foot the bill for those taxes? The Negro. And then the audience realized this was no longer a game. And they started getting restless. And the great one, me, Vince Goodrum, decided to send a shout out to the Democrats. Give them a word. Hey, this is your conservative pal Vince Goodrum. I wanted to pass along this message there, that the natives are getting restless. The Democrats and the community just said, just a little more heat. Just a little more heat. Okay. So then all of a sudden, this bald-headed mustache, I'm not even going to call the person's name out, hired by Biden, decided to go and get caught stealing women's clothes. An embarrassment to the cabinet. And then there was the White House party where someone showed their tatas on TV. And then, of course, we know about transgender sports, which I still am up on the roof about it there. But the natives started getting more restless. So the great one, Vince Goodrum, yelled out to the Democrats and to the community, the natives are getting restless, folks. Can it with the heat. Yet the Democrats and the community just said, just a little more heat. Just a little more heat. And then finally, the cream of the crop, the last possible thing ever that drew so much heat was Palestine. Palestine attacked Israel, raped and murdered and tortured unarmed citizens. Now, normally you would know naturally who to side with, but instead the Democrats and the community helped out the Palestinians who would have thrown them off of a building knowing that they're gay. And yet, they still helped out Palestinians, the same people that if they went to their country, they would have been thrown off of a building. Literally speaking. And these Palestinian protesters went to universities and beat on the Jewish people and stuff. Everything accumulated into one thing. The natives were no longer restless. They got up out their seats, and on election day, they shut down the show and found a new person to run the show. So Democrats and the community, the next time the great one, Vince Goodrum, says the natives are getting restless, can it with the heat. And if you don't know, now you know.